Moving on, as Nigerian workers await the final assent to the 70,000 naira new minimum wage bill passed by the National Assembly amid soaring inflation and other economic hiccups, there are lingering concerns on how it would alleviate the economic hardship faced by many Nigerians. There are also concerns on full compliance by state government after the implementation at the federal level. Toby Sanusi has this report.
As the legislation, the first national minimum wage was signed into law by the late President Shehu Shagari in 1981, following demands by the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC), led by Hassan Sumonu. As at the time, the minimum wage was 125 naira, which was $204, going by the then foreign exchange rate of 0.61 naira per dollar, with inflation rate of about 20% then. This amount is equivalent to 326,400 naira using the current exchange rate of about 1,600 naira per dollar paid as minimum wage as at then. But fast forward to 2024, the Labour Union and the federal government reached a consensus of 70,000 naira minimum wage, which is about $43, an equivalent of 68,800 naira using the exchange rate of 1,600 naira per dollar. This is amid the current inflation rate of 34.19%, soaring food price, and the removal of fuel subsidy.
Labor, the current national minimum wage of 30,000 naira only has been reviewed upward to the sum of 70,000 naira only.
Amidst all of these economic quagmires, the question of sustainability and alleviation comes to mind of many Nigerians if the 70,000 naira wage is eventually assented to by President Bola Tinubu. Before the new talks on 70,000 naira minimum wage, 15 states defaulted in the implementation of the previous 30,000 naira minimum wage, according to budget. But when assented to, it remains to be seen if all the 36 states of the Federation will comply. While speaking on the question of compliance, the Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment in Osun State, Kolapo Alimi, maintains that Osun State will not default in the payment of the agreed wage, while stressing that the state government will hold talks with the labor union on consequential adjustments. This is, however, happening against the backdrop of teachers' recruitment exercise embarked upon by the state government, which is yet to materialize.
Whenever the issue of national minimum wage is assented to by the president, our governor will not be among the defaulters. The number one agenda of this government is the welfare of the workers. If the national minimum wage bill is passed and the NGF adopts it, I trust this government. The only thing we are going to discuss with our labours is the issue of consequential adjustments. We'll call our labours, and we know that they are very, very, very resistable. So there's no issue as per the issue of minimum wage in Osun.
When finally signed into law, the minimum wage bill is expected to burden the federal and state government, but an economic expert, Tunji Ogunyemi, believes it is sustainable at the federal level and some states, but fears a number of states lack capacity.
In other words, going to add additional 3 trillion naira to the expenditure of this year. And of course, the president has presented a supplementary, if you like, an amendment bill to the 2024 budget, which is to increase it by about 6.5 trillion naira. So 3.5 trillion in his estimate will go for the critical projects, and then 3 trillion will go for the additional payments that has to be made as a result of the minimum wage of 70,000. So there's no way it will not create what we call inflationary tendencies, if you like, expansionary tendencies and principles within the economy. But is it manageable? The answer is yes. It's yes. Why have I said that? It is because the president has proposed another amendment to the Finance Act bill, the Finance Act of 2020. So a bill to amend it to permit the Federal Republic of Nigeria to levy a tax not less than 50% of the windfall revenues made by banks as a result of the forex exchange to be able to finance this minimum wage. It will make the states of the federation too to spend a lot of money. But I tell you, many states in Nigeria may not be able to pay 70,000 naira, except and until they get a federal support to be able to do that.
Meanwhile, all some non-government workers, mostly business owners who are not part of the minimum wage conversation like Segun Alunge want, is a thriving economy for their businesses.
Myself as an individual, I'm very much disappointed in President Tinubu because all the while I was thinking that he was more than prepared for that office, in my own assumption. But with what we are seeing, we have discovered that he has prepared for nothing. He has no choice but to reverse the subsidy in the interim and curtail the depreciation of Naira.
In the meantime, it is expected that the minimum wage will be eventually signed into law by President Tinubu soon. Toby Sanusi, Western Spring Television News.